Hello everybody, this is Dan Miller for Bluegrass Unlimited magazine, and this is the last segment in a series I've been doing about how to learn fiddle tunes. We took the tune Liberty, we talked about some ideas about how to learn the tune slowly in two-bar phrases, how to identify the structure of the tune, whether it's A, A, B, B, or A, B, A, or whatever the overall structure is. We talked about how to analyze any given two-bar phrase to see what notes of the scale or what kind of, if it's arpeggio or whatever it is, how to analyze it. And in analyzing it, we are better off learning the basic melody and sort of analyzing that melody as we're learning it, so we know how to change keys with it, how to change different areas of the neck, all kinds of different ways that are advantageous to studying each tune a little deeply than just memorizing a solo, right? So anyway, where we left off last time, we had gone through some ideas about how to embellish the A part, and so this time we're going to go through some ideas about how to embellish the B part. And if you remember, the B part we came up with, not the simplest, but just the basic version, kind of went like this. Okay? And so if we look at that, you know, we start out with this lead in, walking up the scale, hitting that A note again, and then going B, A, and then walking down the scale. And then hitting that D note and walking up an arpeggio. The notes of the D chord are D, F sharp, and A, and that run goes D, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, and then back to D. So those are all notes of the D chord, so that's a D arpeggio. And then the second part starts the same. Little figure there bouncing back and forth between that F sharp and E note, and then repeat the whole thing. And then a little tag ending. Or if you want to simplify it a little bit, we went through that last time. The tag ending to the B part is the same as the A part. So if you want to embellish this a little bit, add a little extra stuff to it, I'm thinking because there's a scale run at the beginning and there's an arpeggio run at the end of the A part, the end of the first segment of the B section, you could embellish using one or both to fill in some gaps with eighth notes where there's quarter notes in that arrangement that I just played. So you might just use a scale, which means instead of going you can extend that scale run. The D scale goes right, so you could go. So I'm just extending the length of that scale run instead of going and then going into the scale run. I'm going. So I'm just doing an entire D scale from this D to the open D. Oh, sorry. You could do that. Or you could think about an arpeggio. So I'm going A, D, F sharp, D, and then adding that B note in. Okay, so that B note right there is the 6th scale degree of the D scale, And so you're outlining a D6 arpeggio, and a D6 arpeggio, the D6 chord is kind of, in the swing and jazz world, is a substitution for the major chord triad. So you're not getting too far away from just running an arpeggio when you're adding that 6th scale degree in there. So like that. And then you can add that in the second time, or you can mix and match the two. Do the scale run the first time through, and the second time through do the arpeggio run, and mix it up, or vice versa, and mix it up that way. So that's another way, you know, it's advantageous to notice and to analyze what's going on in the song itself when you're doing your learning phase and breaking it into 2-bar phrases, figuring out what's the theme, what's the answer to the theme, what's the sub-theme, what's the resolution phrase, where those, you know, what notes those are using, what notes they're starting with, what chords they're under. If you kind of analyze the song like that, you'll know it in a deep way. And then if you want to do your own arrangements, if you want to do variations, if you want to do improvisations, if you want to move the key, if you want to move to different areas of the neck, if you want to do all that stuff, having gone through learning it 2-bar phrases at a time, analyzing those phrases, how they relate to each other, what notes of the scale they're using, or you know, partial scale, which would be a pentatonic scale or a chord triad. Knowing that stuff as you're learning each 2-bar phrase along the way is going to help you immensely when you go to do anything with that song. Like I said, improvise, write your own arrangement, change the key, change the position on the neck, all those things. You'll be able to do it easier if you've sort of gone through this step-by-step process in learning to tune, and not just grabbing a tab, memorizing it, and then moving forward. You're not going to know it deeply. And so I recommend you learn the song deeply and then start messing around with it, because you'll have a better grasp of what to do with it. And again, if you get to playing it and you get lost, and you're not going to crash and burn, because you'll have studied that enough to know what anchor notes are there, how to get yourself back on track. Anyway, this concludes the series on how to learn a fiddle tune, and this is just my way of approaching it, a way that I found it is useful. Other people have other ways, which is fine. You know, everybody approaches things in their own way, and that's all good. So again, Dan Miller for Bluegrass Unlimited magazine. I hope you enjoyed playing fiddle tunes. Thanks.